Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Phaedra Parks reveals her surprising connection to Ralph Pittman. Phaedra Parks may not have met Drew Sidora prior to her RHOA return, but she already knew Ralph Pittman. Phaedra Parks just returned to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she's already making up for lost time by dropping some major bombshells, including her unexpected friendship with Ralph Pittman, aka Drew Sidora's estranged husband. Yes, Frick and Frack are officially back, and while Portia Williams debriefed Phaedra on all the group drama she's missed so far in RHOA Season 16, Episode 12, Phaedra admitted she didn't know Drew really well. On the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show, she echoed her statement about Drusilla, as she referred to her new castmate, adding, "But I know Ralph." When Portia asked how Phaedra knew Ralph so well, she explained in the above clip, "Well, we're in a lot of the same friend circles." The returning peach holder also went on to share that Ralph's manager used to manage her as well. Phaedra cleared up some confusion between the male manager she was referencing and Ralph's former assistant, the woman who liked to give massages, as Portia put it. Both in RHOA's May 25 episode and on the after show, Phaedra broke down how she knew, or didn't know, each of the other women. Of course, she has a long history with Portia and Cynthia Bailey, but she's not exactly a stranger to the others either. As it turns out, Phaedra knew a little bit about Britt Eady because they have a best friend in common, much to Portia's surprise. Britt, for her part, chimed in, "That's actually how I met Phaedra." The mom of two added on the after show that she also already knew Kelly Farrell a little bit from the showroom. During episode 12, she also couldn't get over the Nana's Chicken and Waffles owner's tiny stature, joking that she's giving garden gnome and calling Kelly Smurfette. She also seemingly shaded Angela Oakley, saying she didn't know of her. Given Angela's earlier comments about Phaedra in the RHOA after-show trailer, there doesn't appear to be any love lost on her end either. As for Shamia Morton, Phaedra already knew her too, and reminded Portia that they had just filmed a show together in 2024. "It was too fun," she recalled, referring to Shamia as good people during their chat. "I cannot wait to dive in and have some fun," Phaedra enthused in an episode confessional. "Ooh, so delicious, like a buffet of foolishness." In a twist that even the most seasoned fans of reality television couldn't have predicted, the glamorous and ever-enigmatic Phaedra Parks has just revealed a jaw-dropping connection to the Real Housewives of Atlanta's Ralph Pittman that's left Bravo Nation buzzing. During an exclusive sit-down interview with Bravo Weekly, the Southern Belle and former peach holder spilled the tea with a coy smile that said, "Y'all have no idea what's really going on behind the scenes," and she was right. A chance encounter or destiny? It all started at a charity gala in Buckhead last spring. While cameras weren't rolling, the Atlanta social scene was in full swing, and both Phaedra and Ralph were in attendance, seated just a few tables apart. "I kept thinking, why does this man look so familiar?" Phaedra recounted, adjusting her perfectly coiffed hair, not from the show, but from somewhere deeper in my past. That night, over glasses of moat and whispered conversations, the truth unraveled. Ralph Pittman was once a client of a law firm where Phaedra had worked years ago, long before she was a household name. "Back when I was a young attorney, he had come in for business consultation. It was strictly professional, but I remember he had a passion for tech and something to do with music therapy. That something was actually Ralph's company, My Mind Music, a wellness brand focused on mental health and healing through sound. Apparently, a younger Ralph had sought legal guidance as he navigated forming the business, and the firm Phaedra worked at was on retainer. Though she wasn't his primary counsel, she distinctly remembered his enthusiasm. I didn't even connect the dots until we spoke at the gala. It was one of those moments where time folds in on itself. More than just legal ties, but the story doesn't stop there. After their rediscovery of that past connection, Ralph and Phaedra found themselves in overlapping social circles. With Drew Sidora and Ralph's marital issues making headlines at the time, some questioned whether Phaedra's reemergence in the Housewives' orbit had more to do with Ralph than anyone realized. Rumors swirled. Some claimed the two were dating. Others insisted they were working on a joint business venture. The reality? A little bit of both, plus a whole lot of Atlanta intrigue. Phaedra confirmed they're not romantically involved, but she didn't deny that they've had deep, meaningful conversations about love, life, and legacy. She added, "He's a complicated man, but there's a depth there. I understand him. Sometimes you just recognize a soul you've met before." Cryptic? Absolutely, but in true Phaedra fashion, it only deepened the mystery. A business venture in the works. While Ralph has largely remained tight-lipped about his post-divorce endeavors, Phaedra let it slip that she's currently advising him on a new project that blends mental wellness with family law advocacy. We're exploring how mindfulness and music can support families going through difficult transitions, she said. The project, tentatively titled Sound Counsel, will offer guided meditations, legal education for co-parenting families, and even digital therapy tools for kids. It's a fusion of Ralph's musical background and Phaedra's legal expertise, a pairing no one saw coming. This isn't just about creating content, Phaedra explained. It's about healing generational wounds. I've seen what divorce and custody battles can do to children. Ralph and I share a mission to help families navigate it with more grace. Sound Counsel is rumored to be launching later this year, with Phaedra serving as the face of the legal advocacy component and Ralph heading up the creative direction and digital experience. The Housewives Connection. With Phaedra's upcoming appearance on The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip and Ralph's name still lingering in the Housewives headlines, speculation is rife that Bravo may be orchestrating a bigger reunion than we imagined. "I always say never," Phaedra teased when asked about a full-time RHOA return, especially when the cast gets as spicy as it has lately. "And let's just say, if I were to come back, I wouldn't be coming in cold." Insiders suggest that producers are intrigued by the idea of bringing Phaedra back with a storyline that extends beyond shade and scandal, something more rooted in growth and unexpected alliances. Ralph's involvement, whether as a friend of or occasional guest, could add a fresh layer of drama and sophistication. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to see Phaedra sipping sweet tea while dissecting Ralph's spiritual journey over brunch? Healing, not headlines. Phaedra insists that while the headlines are salacious, her interest in Ralph is more spiritual than scandalous. "We've both been through storms. Sometimes life introduces you to people when you're ready to evolve. I don't think our connection is by accident." She recalled a particularly poignant moment during a meditation session they shared. "We were listening to one of his sound therapy tracks, and I started crying. Not out of sadness, but from release. It reminded me that healing isn't linear. It can be melodic." And just like that, Phaedra Parks, attorney, mortician, mother, and master of reinvention, has added yet another unexpected layer to her already intricate persona. What's next? Whether or not their connection ever turns romantic, Phaedra and Ralph's evolving friendship is proving to be one of the most compelling Bravo subplots in recent memory. With wellness, business, and legacy at the core, it's clear they're building something that transcends reality TV antics. "I'm not saying he's my twin flame," Phaedra said with a laugh, "but I do think people come into your life for a reason. Sometimes they mirror what you've overcome and what you're capable of." As we await more details on Sound Counsel and the next chapter in this unexpected pairing, one thing is certain. In the world of Atlanta's elite, nothing is ever as it seems. And Phaedra Parks wouldn't have it any other way. Would you like a version of this tailored for social media, a press release, or podcast-style delivery?